I see you. Do you see me? I'm messing with new light here. Kind of playing around with it. I don't know. Tell me what you think. It's Terry. It's alternative influence coaching, and I love messing with your head with an intro. Just come right out at you with something completely weird and different. So I'm joining you today, and my thought process this year has been on strategizing around helping people bulletproof their business. Last year we were talking about building, passion, and your desire, your vision. All that stuff's still super relevant, and we'll still talk about that. You're going to hear me in 2021 talk a little bit more about making it last longer, longevity, diversification, and those type of things. Well, it's the world we live in, right? Like, it's one thing to build it, and I'm going to assume that you followed all of last year's content as we move into this year, and we're going to build on that foundation. All right. So, if you have any questions and you wonder what I'm talking about when I reference videos like I just did, well, you got plenty of videos to go back and watch. So, in true form, here's the whiteboard. Bulletproof your business. There's a couple of things that we want to ensure that we know about your business, and that is what industry that it's in, and what are those needs of that industry, and have they changed. So that's the key. That's a key perspective to analyze right out the gates. What does this industry need now in this new market, right? In this new economy, in this new recession? If you're feeling it, your industry may not be feeling that at all. If it is feeling that, what are the new needs? I can think of a few. If you are, like you see how a lot of places are responding to COVID-19. Think about big business. Think about banking, or in the white collar industry. I just read a headline this morning about how there is a lot of office buildings in New York City that are currently vacant, right? And people vacated that, so there's no reason to really go into the office because everyone's kind of figured out how to move and maneuver from home, and that I think is a really good thing. It does typically mess with how you as an owner can manage corporate structure, corporate culture is the word I was looking for. So that's one way how that industry has shifted. I think about fitness. If you're a personal trainer out there and you're still trying to train one-on-one, maybe you're doing that well. Your area's not been really affected by gym shutdowns because you don't live in a metro area. But I hope you're not thinking, oh, I'm safe because I'm just going to stay out here in this small town of mine, and or this rural area of mine, and I shouldn't have any problems that the big city folk do. Change that way of thinking and think, well, I want you to go through the process of, this is better for my business to find ways to offer my services over multiple platforms. So not just one-on-one with your yoga instruction, your class instruction, or your personal training. This goes for you too, chiropractors. There's a lot of really good chiropractors out there that do a lot of content sharing. A lot of them give it away. One of my favorites is Dr. Scott Dunaway. You can check him out. He's at Chiro Strength on Instagram. I believe he's even on YouTube. So he gives away tons of information. And now he's starting to build this platform to get that information out to everybody on a deeper level, which is going to cost him some money. So it means it's going to cost you some money, which it should. Good information should cost you some cash. So you understand what I'm saying when I say, what is your industry now that it looks different? What does it need? What is the needs of your industry? So think like that, and then you need to invest in that way. Which leads me to where I'm going next. Invest. So I wanted to have investment on here, and it is above save, which if you spend any time learning about money, typically that's not how that works, but we're in a business format, so it should kind of keep your head there for a second. Your industry needs, once you identify them, you're going to have to allocate funds there. So that's what you're investing back into your business, if possible. And then outside of those industry needs and filling those markets with new capital, new ideas, and kind of paving that way, You need to think about your personal life. Like, are you investing? Do you have money set aside? Are you putting money aside? Stock market still works. I know people are like, oh, it's scary. There's Reddit people doing this thing with GME and all these Robinhood types and all these hedge fund guys. It seems very, very much like a casino, and on some levels it is. If you play it like a casino, it will treat you like a casino. If you get into the stock market with a really good financial advisor, I am not he, and you're plugged into some mutual funds and get really diversified in that way, that's really helpful. That's you setting aside money. And if you were like me for so many years as a personal trainer, I'm like, personal trainers don't retire. Well, they don't retire because they don't plan for it, right? They're not putting money away when they're getting good, and they put money way away, locked up in an IRA or 401k or something like that, or even mutual funds. So twofold. Step 2 is invest. Yes, you invest money back into your company if you can, to a certain limit. You want to make sure you be careful there. Waste cash. But you also want to put some stuff away. Some other things that you can invest in that are a no-brainer are real estate. So if you're a brick and mortar and you're renting, and you think, well, one, how do I get my rent down? I could buy a place. Maybe you can't afford a place right now. Maybe you have a lease on an apartment. Maybe you start with buying there. Maybe you can't afford that. Maybe you find a local investor who's maybe flipping houses and it's guaranteeing some return on money, and you can get that in writing, and maybe you go that route. But you think that way. Diversify your cash. Get some other things working for you, some other streams of income that don't necessarily require a brand new startup. Okay, these systems, these are old man systems. These are what's the word I'm looking for? These are time tested. That's what I want to say. They're wise, not just old man, but you know what I mean. Like, they are something your dad would tell you to do, and we want you to hear it from us as well. All right, save. You got to save for a couple reasons. If you are a small business, you got to put money away for your taxes, which are large and depressing. Put that money away in some place that will earn you a little bit of interest, guaranteed interest. Don't play with that money in the stock market unless you really like to gamble. So save some cash, put it somewhere where it'll earn interest for you for taxes, and then save cash for. This is the bucket plan. This is the Ramsey plan. Put money away to cover $1,000 in emergency fund, and then 30 days of pay, and then 60 days of pay, and then 90 days of pay, and don't touch that cash. Okay, so just bulletproof, man. Make it bulletproof. Nothing can touch it. All right, reduce waste. This is something that I like to do every quarter. I like to go through and see what products that I bought that maybe I thought were going to work, for me. Like, I've upgraded to MailChimp, and I realized I'm paying for contacts that I'm not using. So why don't I go through and clean out my contacts and then lower my MailChimp subscription back to, from silver to bronze, things like that. Maybe I don't need Spotify Premium. Maybe I don't need to use a task software that automatically imports email addresses into my newsletter from my website. Maybe I don't need that. Maybe there's a free plugin. So you get what I'm saying? Like, there are ways to reduce waste. That's software wise. There's ways to reduce waste. Other ways too. If you have a brick and mortar, maybe put in some LED light bulbs. Maybe put a hand dryer in other than paper towels. Things like that. Maybe you start cleaning the place and you stop having someone else clean the place until you've got some money in your savings account or you've reinvested back into your business. All things you got to think about. I really want you to focus in on that because you never know. I mean, if we've learned anything in the last year, we've learned that anything can happen. Anything can happen, and people freak out And when people freak out, the government freaks out. When the government freaks out, they want to take control. And when they take control, well, sometimes you get shut down. So that's where we're at. We don't have to stay there. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you can put some of this stuff into practice. I'm sure you're going to have questions, but there are going to be more things coming. Hit me up in the comments. And please, I need you to like and share. Subscribe if you can. Share it if you found it helpful. I'm not asking you to do anything that's, unethical. Just share the video if you found it helpful. Phone a friend. Hand it over. All right. We're going to check out for today. Thanks, guys, for being here, and we will see you soon.